Hi, it's Brittany and welcome to Proverbs Study. So today we are studying Proverbs 6:14. Proverbs 6:14 says, "Forwardness is in his heart. He deviseth mischief continually. He soweth discord." Now, we need to break down what these words mean in order to understand. Forwardness is the Hebrew word tapuka, and that means perversity, a perverse thing, and it also refers to thoughts or devices. In his heart means the word lav, and that is specific reference to the mind and thinking in reflection with. So this perversity is in his heart or in his mind. Okay. He deviseth, which is karash, as one who works in and practices, and usually in a bad sense. So he devises this this thinking that is not good. Mischief, ra. This is evil, injury, or wrong. So now we understand that this perversity is this evil, this bringing wrong or injury into people's lives. Kol is the word. It's the word that is used with continually, which is aif. And so kol means all, and continually is time. So all the time, or absolutely. It encompasses the whole. So all of the time, this is what is filled within this person's heart. And then he soweth is shalach, and that means to let loose, let go, or set free, which is a metaphor of strife. And then discord is maudal, and that is the word strife, contention, and it's in reference to letting loose strife. So we've been talking about this wicked man that walks with lies in his mouth, that works in manipulation, using his body language to show disapproval of your actions, to make you do or feel a certain way, so that you either change your course of action and do what they want you to do, or so you don't do what is in your heart to do or what you intend to do. So this person, this forwardness that they walk in, it's in their heart, it's in their mind. They're always working or devising or practicing this way of thinking. So we understood in Proverbs 6:12 how this personality, this iniquity, this personality of sin has taken root in this person, and they walk in a worthlessness. They have lost worth within themselves. They do not view themselves as worthless, so they spew these types of lies about other people because they don't feel worth within themselves. So to always talk about somebody and always have something to say about another person usually is because you're trying to deflect away from what's happening. There's something that you have not confronted within yourself. This is what the breeding ground for this type of person. When something goes wrong in our lives and we don't address it, it grows and it grows and it grows. And it can grow into this naughty or this wicked or this perverse person, this person that walks in manipulation, that's trying to make others feel a certain way, make others do certain things. And we now know that this is in their mind to do it. It's deeply rooted in their mind to do. And not only is it in their mind, but they devise So they actually practice, they work in this evil. They work in injury. They work in wrongdoing. They're trying to do people wrong all the time. All the time. This is what they're trying to do. So when you work in something and you practice it, that means you're trying to perfect this thing. We know practice as something good, right? That brings about something great. But practice in this sense, and practice can be used in any sense. When you're practicing evil, it's causing harm. So you're practicing causing harm to people in this context. And then he sows, or he lets loose or sets free strife. So when this person practices the evil, when they practice the injury or the wrong that they're doing to other people, it's actually letting loose strife. And they say here that this is a metaphor, but I believe this is a spiritual understanding of what's happening when people walk in this type of wickedness. They are stirring up wickedness to the point where they're going to release the spirit of strife, the spirit of contention, this this thing that causes division between people. And so we've seen people doing this. People are doing this right now in the news every single day. A lot of people on YouTube, a lot of people in our news media, a lot of our leaders, they are actually leading the charge in wickedness because they are sowing discord. They are practicing division. They're practicing and they're letting loose, and they may not know it. And this is why prayer is necessary, because they are letting loose evil. They're letting loose strife. They're letting loose contention into the hearts, the minds, the lives of people. It's our responsibility when we are now saved, when God has redeemed us, when we accept that He has redeemed us and that He loves us, and we start walking with Him and we become His ambassadors, it is now our responsibility to live as He is teaching us to live. This is why we don't do what the world does. This is why we don't sow discord among brethren. This is why we don't say anything with our mouth. This is why, because this is what that does. We become just like the wicked person. We become the wicked person that starts lying and embellishing and exaggerating the evil that we're seeing in somebody else. Whole time we're not recognizing that it is our mouth that is sowing discord. We're sowing division. So yes, of course we have thoughts and opinions, but it's not always wise to let our opinions out. What are we supposed to be saying? How are we supposed to be using our mouths? We are not supposed to use them to sow discord. There's a way that seems right to a man, but the end thereof are the ways of death. Sometimes, as believers, we are walking in the ways of death, and God has called us to do better, to speak and to think on those things that are of good report, that are lovely, that are pure, that are righteous. We are supposed to be bringing attention to those things, not sowing discord and participating in the evil that's happening in the world. We have to realize that we've been set apart for a purpose. And that's because we should be the one leading the charge for righteousness. We should be walking in right standing with the Lord and doing what He has called all of us to do. And a large part of that is using our mouth for good. So I hope if this has encouraged you and this has blessed you in any way, that you too will lead the charge for righteousness and will use your mouth for good, giving good report, talking about the things that are lovely and that are worthy of praise and honor, speaking of the Lord more often, and just sharing with people the goodness of the Lord that you see in the land of the living, and not so much of the terror and the neglect and the horror. Speak on the things that you want to see happen, not on the death and destruction that is there. Because God is using our mouths to bring forth his purposes in the earth. Why don't we align with heaven and speak what heaven is saying about each situation? I love you. Have a good day.